Hey guys, I didn't disappear. What's up? So I want to make an apology really quickly because I kind of took a break, I guess, from live streaming. Not really though, because it only was a few days, but I usually will live stream more often. But anyways, I've just been editing a really big project that I'm still profusely editing, but it's okay because I'm actually learning a lot about editing, and it's fun. I love to do it, so it's no big deal. And today I figured we could make just a lighthearted video about perhaps Dr. Grande. And I have different feelings about Dr. Grande. First of all, in the beginning of the video, we're not even gonna watch that part because it's so anticlimactic, but he literally just says, in every single video that he talks about dissociative identity disorder, he's like, and just so everyone knows, a lot of clinicians don't believe that it's real. And I brought it up anyway, even though I wasn't gonna bring that up because it's like, why? It doesn't really matter. But anyways, give the live a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me check to make sure my volume is working. In an ideal world, it would be. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Never Wonder, because I was just in the zone. I don't know how to describe it other than I guess you kind of have to treat it like a full-time job, as in like you can still do other stuff. Like it's not like you can't. So I apologize for that, y'all. But and also his opinion on Billy Milligan, but I am open to interpretation. Like y'all know how I feel about Billy Milligan. Like I actually don't know what I think at this point in my life.
Talk about that in a few moments. Looking at the definition of the disorder from the DSM, I'll go through the...
Hi, Miss Anthrope. I hope you're doing well. All good, Michelle. It's been rough lately, so we get it. We needed this though, a break from the chaos. Yeah, I was gonna react to Okay, so against my better judgment, I decided to react to this. Or no, this was my better judgment, because what I was gonna react to was Eugenia Cooney. People were like hypothesizing that she was a cyborg, but then I was like, okay, no, that's not gonna be like at all. When I talk about education, like I want to be educational if I talk about Eugenia, and that would just be like pure speculation about a person, so maybe not.
The quick version here. We see a disruption of identity characterized by two or more distinct personality states.
Sorry, y'all. Right now he's going over... Actually, let's just go back a little bit, in case you were curious.
On DID. I can't think of another mental disorder more controversial than dissociative identity disorder. There are many arguments in favor of the disorder being an actual disorder and arguments saying that it doesn't exist. And I'll talk about that in a few moments.
I literally just told you guys I wasn't going to play this part of the video. Dollar store cyborg, they didn't have enough parts or what? LOL, sorry, that was awful, dude. It's actually compelling, but I'm gonna stop because it's not, like, I don't believe that theory, obviously.
Looking at the definition of the disorder from the DSM, I'll go through the quick version here. We see a disruption of identity characterized by two or more distinct...
I'm always open to Dr. Grande's opinion on things. Because this is not his opinion, this is of actual facts. But let's hear it, Dr. Grande.
Personality states. Sometimes these states are referred to as alters. These alters may have different perceptions.
See, that's me. Do you hear me saying his opinion on things? Because every medical professional has a different opinion on DID.
Memories, behavior, and thinking. The most important part of this particular criterion is the use...
Like, I'd be curious of what... I'm sorry, I'm gonna play this in a second. But, like, what the majority of professionals think. Because, I don't know, I really couldn't tell you.
...to the term personality states, and not the term personality.
Like, I'm gonna say a majority of them do believe that it's real. I'll say that at least.
So we're really not talking about additional personalities, rather personality states. Now, the next criterion has to do with amnesia. We see gaps in recall of everyday events and gaps in recall for traumatic events. So this is a critical part of DID. This is actually used when trying to detect individuals who are faking the disorder. People who are faking about DID often talk about alters, but fail to report amnesia.
Okay, there's a difference, though, between like, having gone to therapy for a very, very long time, I feel, because in any sort of mental health situation, by the way, my username, okay, thank you so much, dude, for telling me. I'm sorry also for calling you dude. Valued person. By the way, my username is pronounced Miss Anthrope. Like, based off the word misanthrope. Oh, it's probably because I don't know the word misanthrope. Oh, no, I appreciate you so much for at least helping me to understand it slightly better, hopefully. We'll see.
Criterion I'll cover is what's referred to as
I'll actually just put it into my voice thing on my computer. I got you.
clinically significant distress. So if somebody has the symptoms of DID, but it's not really causing dysfunction, they wouldn't be diagnosed with a disorder. This is another
See, this is why we stand Dr. Grande.
key criterion that is used to distinguish
I'm like, I kind of want to call him Daddy Grande, but I do understand how cringy that is, so I'm not going to.
people who actually have it from people who are faking the disorder. So now that's the definition. Let's take a look at the quick history of the disorder. It's actually fairly interesting how this disorder developed. We see that DSM-1, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual version 1, that was published in 1952, featured what was referred to as dissociated or multiple personality. DSM-2, released in 1968, featured hysterical neurosis, dissociative type. DSM-3, which came out in 1980, had the first use of multiple personality disorder. And then 14
Really?
years later, with DSM-4,
I mean, what did people do before that?
we see that category is changed to dissociative identity disorder. And of course, it was maintained in DSM-5, which was published in 2013. So
No, seriously. Actually, that's a valid question. What did people do before that? Jesus.
why do we see this change from multiple personality disorder to DID?
Like, think about how long history has been. Although, I think that, like, the idea of someone having multiple identities has been thrown around for a very long time. And I'm going to put my finger on, like, a lot of ancient civilizations probably did know about it, probably lost in the Library of Alexandria.
Well, originally, the disorder was conceptualized as somebody having too many personalities, right? So one is optimal, and more than one is likely to lead to problems. Now it's conceptualized as a
I was watching, oh my God, you guys, I was watching this TikTok and I'm so confused because people are saying that you're born as multiple and then you merge into one if you have a healthy environment. I'm so confused, you guys, because I thought it was like the opposite.
lack of a single unified identity, not the presence of multiple identities. So that's kind of the history of the disorder. So now moving to some of the controversy behind the disorder. So as I mentioned, there are a lot of arguments here both ways. I'm going to look at two popular schools of thought. And really, both of these arguments are actually expansive. So I'm just providing a few key points from each side. One side is what's called iatrogenic. This is the theory that this disorder is caused by counselors or whoever's treating a client. The other argument is sociocultural. So essentially this says that DID is a real disorder caused by trauma. So on the iatrogenic
See, Dr. Grande, I feel like Dr. Grande, I'm going to put words in your mouth right now, which is it's very unprofessional. I feel like he's alluding to the fact that he believes that because he just brought it up so nonchalantly. Like, all right.
Side a few key points toward this argument. A very small number of clinicians diagnose the vast majority of people who have DID. Now, this could be explained in part by saying, okay, these clinicians specialize in trauma, so they're going to see more cases of DID. But it's a very small number and a very large proportion of the people with the disorder, right? So
I'm so confused, you guys, because I was literally just recording a YouTube video and I was I'm still like, I don't know what percentage of the population has DID. Every source is different, dude. So I was just like, I think I left that part out because I was like, I truly couldn't even tell you, but I think it's like between 0.01 and 1%. No, to 1.5%, but it could be even more than that, y'all. I'm so confused.
this definitely weighs in favor
Because the way that Dr. Grande is describing it, and also my therapist, not that my therapist is any more valid than anyone else's therapist, and she doesn't specialize in trauma or dissociative disorders, or maybe not trauma. I'm sure like most therapists in some degree do. But anyways, what am I even doing? I asked her, I was like, all right, so what do you think about dissociative disorders? And she was like, I knew one of my therapist friends who had someone who had DID. But then there's other people saying that, like, it's 1 in 100 people. Like, that's a lot of people. Like, that would mean that, I don't know, multiple people potentially at my high school could have had it. However, I understand that, like, in some populations it might be a lot more prominent than others.
Of the iatrogenic thinking. Studies have shown that upon chart review, up to 70% of people diagnosed with DID could have been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder instead, and up to 24% of people with borderline personality disorder meet the criteria for DID. This disorder became extremely popular after 24% of people with borderline personality disorder meet the criteria for DID. This disorder became extremely popular.
Dude, and schizophrenia, it's insane. Like, I'm so, because, like, I didn't know that you have visual hallucinations with DID sometimes, but then again, it makes sense because with BPD you do sometimes too, and like CPTSD.
After it was defined, it's thought that the definition was influenced by a book called Sybil, which was published in 1973. This was about an individual who allegedly had DID. It turns out they really didn't have DID. So it's thought that this book, again, led to the disorder being defined in DSM-3 in 1980. So it may have been defined for a reason that turned out not to be a reason at all. Another point, alters seem to be able to learn from information presented to another.
Is Dr. Grande getting love in the comments? I hope everyone's being nice to him and everyone buy his merch. Oh, we haven't even talked about Trisha Paytas. Come on,
which runs against the
Daddy
fundamental
Grande.
theory behind DID.
I take it back. I am going to edit that part out. No, I'm not. But like, still, it's very cringy. I should not have said that.
This is referred to as the inter-identity transfer of information, right? So if there's amnesia, then the alters should not be able to know what other alters would remember or what other alters would have learned. Now, this has been backed off of a little bit. Like we see that there's researchers are saying, no, DID isn't really complete amnesia. It could be partial amnesia.
Because, like, I've had a lot of people say that, like, they could have sworn that they had OSDD. Y'all are like, I don't want to see the Trisha part. I could have, like, people are like, I could have told you, like, I thought I had OSDD because I had, like, less amnesia between alters, but I was diagnosed with DID.
Either way, in the formation of the disorder, this was actually fairly critical. So I think this points more toward the iatrogenic side. And the last point I'll cover here in terms of the iatrogenic side is there's always going to be a fascination with...
So that's what you learn in doctorate school, is what that means. ...with
a rare disorder, right? So this is in every discipline. When you see something unusual, you pay more attention to it. And counselors are not immune from this phenomenon. Now, how about the other side of the argument? That this is sociopath?
That's true. All I'm saying, y'all, is people, like, I'm saying... Doctors can be okay, not like I'm not saying that narcissistic personality disorder is the only personality. Like, we got antisocial, we got histrionic, etc. However, you guys know what I'm talking about. Hi Flash Reed, how are you doing? Yeah, is it though? Like, I like what he's talking about right now, but he's about to go into some real BS. Like, I didn't really know it was going to be this educational.
Sociocultural, that is created from trauma. Well, DID, this argument, becomes a way that the unconscious...
You guys, just imagine if your therapist sat down with a video to talk about Trisha Paytas doing DID videos.
This mind can protect itself from a trauma, right? So the mind kind of splits into these personality states. It fragments, and all these personalities are now incomplete. None of them have the whole picture of what the person has experienced and learned. So, interestingly, the concept behind this, dissociation, is really not that controversial. Most practitioners acknowledge that dissociation is real. It's the leap over to the dissociative identity states that is challenging for some clinicians.
I hope so. Hi, how are you? I'm sorry. Hi, Jennifer. I'm sorry for being not here for a while, but I'm back. Don't worry. I missed you guys.
So the trauma argument, again, is fairly straightforward. Trauma leads to DID.
I'm honestly shocked that you guys are still here to support me. I underestimated you guys. It's true.
It leads to it through the mechanism of dissociation, a well-established occurrence with trauma. So what are my thoughts on this particular subject, my position on the idea that DID does or does not exist, its legitimacy as a classification? Well, my position is that this...
I don't want to talk about whether DID exists or not. Like, okay, Dr. Grande, we get it, but, like, it's in the DSM-5, so stop.
Symptoms do tend to cluster together in a small number of people, but I would argue that it's likely that DID is probably overdiagnosed. Dissociation, as I mentioned...
Okay, it might be overdiagnosed, however, it's underdiagnosed in the people who have it. So, like, a lot of clinicians might get super excited about the idea and, like, and I don't know, whatever. I can't see that happening a lot unless, like, they clearly have some sort of, whatever, but...
is real. I do believe that happens. I've seen that the DID is probably overdiagnosed.
Oh yeah, so for example, let's say you have schizophrenia, you're diagnosed with DID because they can be presented very similar. Rubbing my fake mustache. But then if you have DID, I think there was a study done where only 60% of people who have DID are diagnosed with the correct disorder, if that makes any sense to you at all. Not that you, like, that I would be bad at explaining it. Oh my gosh, I'm in the Circle of Trust Club? Oh yeah, because I'm sorry, if anyone's watching who hasn't been subscribed for 5 days, which is like not expected, I'm so sorry that you can't comment. Gotta fix that.
Dissociation, as I mentioned, is real. I do believe that happens. I've seen that several times, and it's well supported in the literature.
Okay.
I think the disorder represents the difficulty with the wide variety of symptoms we see associated with trauma. Trauma is definitely devastating to a lot of people. People that have experienced it often need treatment.
It is very interesting. Like, you can, like, this, I could be wrong, but the same person could hypothetically go through the exact same, the different people, if you went through the exact same trauma, one could come out with DID, one could come out with BPD, one could come out with PTSD. No, wait. Did you just change your name? That's honestly iconic because, okay, you guys, I used to be prescribed benzodiazepines, and so I was probably a lot calmer during my streams, so I'm sorry if my anxiety makes any of you anxious. 60% of the time, it works every time. Mark Thompson. Love it. Getting you through. Oh, God. You're doing a thesis? Do you know what this guy's talking about with his big doctor words then in that case? Because,
regardless of how those symptoms are grouped together.
Okay, you learn. This is a prime example of why I shouldn't get my master's or doctorate. Obviously not doctorate. But it's because how are you supposed to learn stuff in college? Not only that, but remember everything you learned in college. Like, please.
Official mental disorder definitions. So the bottom line is that if somebody has the symptoms of DID, it really doesn't matter if the disorder is real or not. They need treatment for those symptoms. DID is just one way to arrange the symptoms.
Right.
One could argue that borderline personality disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and depersonalization, derealization disorder are all simply ways that we put symptoms together.
Yeah, that's a great point that he's making right now, because all of the disorders that he just named, this sounds very odd to me, but I think that you can use the same therapy on each of them and it would be successful, which, I mean, to me, DID and BPD are, like, very different, but I get the idea. Maybe, like, different approaches, because, obviously. No, you're totally fine. Okay, Miss Anthropy. Oh, my God. I'm probably butchering that. So, hold on, y'all.
ISS_anthropy.
Anthropy? Are you kidding me? That's such a simple word and I haven't gotten it this entire time. Anthropy, hello? That was like antelope.
Understand what people are going through and develop treatment protocols for those symptoms. So people who have DID symptoms are not to blame for the way that mental health clinicians have decided to classify the disorder. And they're not to blame for counselors who take things too far. Counselors that suggest that other personalities may be at work when perhaps they're not.
I mean, yeah, like if you, I don't know, I guess my advice to all doctors out there as a person who is not a doctor and should definitely not be giving advice is to not assume DID at the very first time you see them, for sure.
And again, many of the cases. The mental health
or maybe not, I don't know, just like think about it.
Community is so divided on this issue. We see pointing of fingers going on quite often, right? So people that believe the disorder is real look at the skeptics and say the skeptics are highly irresponsible and they're causing...
But honestly, you guys, think about how sad it is. Like, I'm trying to be... But, like, at the same time, imagine if you have DID and your person who diagnoses you doesn't believe in DID or believe that it is as prevalent as it is, which Dr. Grande is kind of in that same loop, which it could be true that it's not as prevalent as we think it is.
Major destruction for people with the disorder. Then we see the skeptics on the other side looking at those who believe in DID and saying, classifying that as a real disorder, making it seem real when it's not, is causing tremendous harm for people who have symptoms. So we see a lot of finger pointing, a lot of blame to go around here as we try to figure out what this classification really should be. I would like to believe that most counselors are simply trying to find out the truth, whatever that is, right? But we know in the real world it doesn't always work that way.
Oh my God, what's up? Dude, I'm working on the high-pitched voice because I feel like I need to have a high-pitched voice, kind of like how, to make people like you, but it's like no one likes that, dude. Like, how, like, when you're trying to be polite to, like a nice elderly person. Hi, Charlie. Pronouns she, her. I'm a system mediator of sorts. What's up? We're watching Dr. Grande, who is speculating on if DID is real.
So now looking at this video by Trisha Paytas.
Oh, thank God.
So I'm going to go through this video item by item and point out what didn't make sense
How long
to me
have we been filming? We haven't even talked about her.
in terms of what we see in the scientific literature.
Yeah, but you know how it is. Like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I want to be genuine. Like, for example, at a job interview, like, I don't want to be like, yeah, so I just really like astronomy and meteorology, and I'm a YouTuber. Like, in a really high-pitched voice, but, like, I want to be, like, genuine. And with you guys as well. I'm sure that, if you know, you know. Does anyone else do this? Anybody? Hello's trying to make others remove the mask and live freely as themselves, especially with all the drama lately. Yeah, like, I feel so bad, dude. Yeah, I'm so sorry, but I hope that Dr. Grande is making it all better.
And from my clinical experience. So the first point here in this video, we see that Trisha is self-diagnosing. So I can stop it right there. This is always a bad idea. It's not just a lack of technical knowledge.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I've been lately, like, my YouTube channel, I've always said that I don't want to keep using this term. I am Switzerland when it comes to self-diagnosis. But now I'm getting on the Dr. Grande train, and I'm gonna say that self-diagnosis isn't great, right? Like, I'm gonna get on that train. I'm currently, wait, are you serious? I was just talking about trains. Do you think that I, like, skimmed over your comments with my eyes or something? And, like, I'm currently on the train on the way home from university, and someone else took my spot. I feel like being like Sheldon. You're in my spot. Anyhow, glad you are streaming now and keeping me distracted. Oh my God, I'm so happy. It was like perfect time. The stars aligned.
Makes this a bad idea. It's a lack of perspective. Sometimes it's a good idea to have a professional who is objective and has proper training looking at one situation to determine.
Like, because I wanted to stream at like 7:30 this morning because I was exporting this video, and it literally took me like a half an hour, and I'm like, my time is very valuable right now because I'm very busy with just, really, I'm you guys. A majority of you are more busy than I am. I promise you that. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it's tedious work, I guess. We are moving forward with positivity and acceptance. We are just here for you right now, and amazing smiles. Yay! Yes.
What's going on? It kind of bypasses the lack of insight component that we sometimes see with mental disorders. So the next point really builds on this self-diagnosis statement. So we see here that Trisha diagnosed herself with both multiple personality disorder and dissociative identity disorder.
Yes, good job, Trisha.
Indicating that there are some differences. In the next video she did, she really doubled down on this idea that these are two different disorders. I think this was really one of the most controversial statements she made because a lot of people have opinions about this statement. But
I mean, it's fair, but also you shouldn't really diagnose yourself with it if you literally don't even know that.
To be clear here, they are technically two different disorders. One is no longer a diagnosable disorder. Multiple personality disorder is gone. Again, it was banned when the DSM-4 was published in 1994. DID was the replacement for multiple personality disorder, and DID is a bit different. For example, it expanded amnesia to everyday events and not just areas.
Dude, Dr. Grande is coming in clutch. I didn't know this.
Around trauma. So it's a little bit like hypochondriasis and somatic symptom disorder. Yes, they are two different disorders technically, but somebody wouldn't be diagnosed with both because the former is no longer diagnosable, right? So this kind of shows that maybe she didn't understand that DID was the replacement for multiple personality disorder. It didn't. Very
common misconception, I'm sure.
Add to it.
I mean, I learned about dissociative identity disorder first, so it comes naturally to me, but before I saw the Anthony Padilla video a few years ago, I actually No, I've never really heard of dissociative identity disorder. Like, I knew of multiple personality disorder, but I thought that it was more of like a BPD thing, like of not, okay, that was terrible. That was, I reject that, what I just said. Not like BPD, however, having like, because there is no, I don't know which disorder is one in which you have varied personalities, but you are still the same core, if that makes sense.
Both aren't out there eligible for diagnosis. The next point, Trisha indicates that dissociating comes in different forms than the alters. So the current conceptualization of the
Don't you guys love my word salad?
alters is that they are dissociated states. So I'm not really sure what she's talking about here. It seems clear she's trying to describe something. It's just impossible to know what that is. There wouldn't be alters without dissociation. It's literally in the name, dissociative identity disorder, right? So it's a key part of the disorder. Now, the next point is just something I found interesting. It's really not particularly important. When she said she didn't want to scare people, I thought to myself, too late, right? That just popped in my head. It's not the DID that's scary. It's the lack of knowledge that we see expressed here that's downright frightening. Next point, Trish indicates that the alters are assisting the primary personality, which she refers to as Trish. I guess because that's her name, that makes sense.
Wait.
So it's almost like she's describing the alters like they get together and have meetings, like they're on a committee or something. I don't know.
Okay, I will say that Billy, I reject my own comments. You guys, if you're watching live, it's probably more understandable, but if you're watching afterwards, I can't imagine. You're like, dude, what is this person doing? In Norway, we use the single term multiple personalities. It's under the dissociative diagnosis. Wow. That is so interesting, dude. You just opened my mind. You literally just saw my mind get blown. Our primary doctor still shows MPD on our chart. Well, was MPD a thing? Like, what? Because it's, like, I can't really think about any other disorder. Like, for example, I guess, I don't know. I think schizoaffective disorder is a more newer than schizophrenia diagnosis. So maybe it's in the same term as, like, people just saying, yeah, that's schizophrenia. No, it's not. But it actually is different in that case, so.
No, I've never seen alters described that way.
Wait. Norway must be so amazing. Like, if I could move, where does PewDiePie live? Where did he live when he first started? Like, I want to move there or to Norway for sure.
Alters aren't enjoyable. They're not usually conceptualized as
I know the name.
helpful. Like, they come in and get together and advise the primary personality, right? So that's just an unusual description of DID alters. The next point, Trish, in a sense, holds the alters responsible for some of her behavior. Now, I'm not judging the behavior. I'm simply noting what she's saying in the situation. She says that the alters have caused failed relationships.
Yeah, this is where I kind of disconnect because I don't have DID, so I can't really understand the idea because, like, if I could imagine blaming an alter if they did it, like, because bruh, like, that wasn't me, However, yeah.
She says one of the alters can't stop eating. This type of characterization is really one of the criticisms that researchers have of the construct of DID, allowing somebody to place blame on an alternate personality. Now, this may be her experience. I'm not saying this isn't happening to her. I'm just pointing out how some may react to this type of characterization.
See, he's not fake claiming her.
Trish indicates that she doesn't consider the DID to be a problem or an issue. She says maybe it's just her imagination and she's being creative.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely not great. Because, like, what's the point of even getting a Dude, I'm sick and tired of these motorcycles. No, I appreciate motorcycle people. I'm sure it's fantastic. Nope. Had already officially changed to DID, but their system coding still shows MPD, like, for no reason. However, our specialists show DID encoding. Not sure the difference with the coding. I'm not that smart, lol. Right? It's like, it's just at some point goes over your head. Sweden, yeah, thank you so much. I don't know why I forgot, like, a Swedish fish. I actually used to watch PewDiePie. That's why we are very adamant about system accountability. No matter who in the system did it, if it was wrong, the system needs to take accountability for it as a whole. Correct. I could see how, like, for sure that, like, system accounts the responsibility. However, if you like if you just found out that you had alters, right? Wouldn't you be more keen on blaming them? Because it'd be like, oh, it was their fault. Like, is system responsibility something that's learned or something that comes naturally, or is it different for everyone? I don't know.
Well, by definition, DID does cause clinically significant distress. I talked about that before. In her follow-up video, to be fair, she does portray her experiences as much more distressing, right? So I'm not sure why that wasn't mentioned in the first video, but either way, she does say that later on. My last thought here, generally in this video, we just see kind of a stream of consciousness. It's impressionistic, like talking about something without any detail. Just talking.
You guys know I've been there before. Me talking about something I don't know what I'm talking about.
A seemingly random and disorganized way.
What? Can I show this? This is so, like, crazy. Wow. I don't understand this language, though. I'm sure I can show it, right? I don't know.
I don't think this is...
That's why we are very adamant about system accountability. Oh, yeah.
Very useful. I guess it has some entertainment value. I'm not really sure, but it certainly doesn't have any...
Okay, you guys, this is so cool. Hold on. It's literal. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's in another language, and honestly, like, I tried to take Spanish, Espanol, and, yo no hablo. Let me just put it that far. Español es muy... I forgot the word. Muy complicated. Dito. Oh God, you guys. It's and it's such a beautiful language too, and it's like so many jobs are needed for people being bilingual.
Educational value. One example of this, we see that Trish refers to her primary personality as dissociating the most without dissociating, if that makes sense. That's what she says. Nothing about that makes sense. So to sum up my thoughts on the video, well, on one hand, one could argue that this is a video of a young woman talking about her personal experiences. She does use some of the technical terminology inaccurately.
Oh, he doesn't actually watch the video? Well, should we watch the video, do you think?
But she wasn't representing this as a scientific discussion in her video, right? She didn't frame her video as educational. On the other hand, I do feel that content creators need to exercise more caution when straying into areas where they lack knowledge. Essentially, I think about this in two ways: signal-to-noise ratio and accuracy. So with signal-to-noise, if you're talking on a cell phone, what somebody says, the words would be the signal, and the static would be the noise. You want to hear the signal, you want to hear the message, and the more static there is...
Let me see. What is this person called again? Trisha Paytas. Oh, you haven't seen this before? Well, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. It's just somebody, like, so very clearly faking DID. And it's a lot.
I'm not going to address the hate of the last video. I feel like I've already done that.
Wait, no, because she... Okay, yeah, I mean, she definitely was like, this is not great. This is terrible. You should, like, this is very, like, what's the word? Unsympathetic. Unempathetic.
I can. And what I can. There's nothing I can do to change anyone's mind about my last video or...
But, like, the fact that she uploaded 2 videos is like, okay, Trisha, like, gotcha.
Like, your opinions are your...
But, like, Trisha's a prime example, though, of, like, somebody who watched the Anthony Padilla video. They were like, oh, my God, that's cool, man. You know? You know, that explains everything.
Opinions, and that's just how we have to leave it. But, so today has been very draining as far as...
I'm so sorry.
My alters go. T, the protector, is nowhere to be found. In fact, I believe he got scared the most when we were asked about
Okay, we'll watch that in a second. Hold on.
And then we just hope you can forgive us.
Because Trisha, like, you guys, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, like, how I feel about Trisha. You know, like, I don't watch her.
Hungry and thirsty.
I can't hear her either. Okay, so just for context, this is supposed to be an altar. This is what happens, you guys. If you have DID, just so you know, this is what happens.
Hungry.
It's actually not cringe at all, you know? She has no idea there's a camera. Okay, wait, okay, I'll go back, I promise. Yeah, I feel uncomfortable, you guys. I might just go back. Like, I think I still do probably follow Trisha Paytas on TikTok, but it's just like ASMR and like, I feel like you're either an ASMR person or you're not, right? Nope, no clue. They set up a camera and a tripod right in their space, dude. No, because like this isn't, I mean, in Trisha's defense, like this is obviously a troll, you know? Whereas like some people are out here pretending that they actually have it. But like also terrible, you should not do that. Like why? Like, I mean, she probably brought a lot of attention to the disorder and now people actually looked it up. Found out what it was. You know, good job, Trisha. She's not even talking. Hold on. Not that she should be talking. I don't know what she should be doing. However, we do have system members who eat all our food, so must be legit, right? See? Do you see this? She is pretending to be the angry one and a child one. Ooh. Yeah, Trisha, that's not cute. In her defense, though, the only way she heard about DID was from the Anthony Padilla video. Not that she should be defended at all, because this is like, why? Oh, she's done? This is the end of the video? Alright, well, let's watch the beginning then.
I, Trish, have nothing against him or Dissociative ID. In fact, a girl that...
No, I did have that problem. If you watch like my first videos where I talk about DID, I do say dissociative identity disorder.
We dated. Actually, came out the video, I couldn't watch it, and she sent me a really long message, and Tierney decided to respond to that as well with really nasty, don't ever talk to us again, and that's just, unfortunately, part of it. But very rarely do I catch the switch on camera, but lately I feel like it's been...
No, she hasn't even bought a DID for Dummy books. Like, this was literally, she just watched the Anthony Padilla video and a few you-know-who videos, and she popped the camera.
In my mind, like, why isn't this happening? No one's believing me. Like, I don't have a paper that says this. So everyone's like, oh, well, then it can't be real. Oh, she can't have traits of that or whatever. And so it's been in my mind, and I was like, it's weird. It's like almost like being, let's say you have a superpower, and you go to, like, freaking X-Men University, but you can't tap into your superpower. People are going to think you're a liar, and then I'm like...
Where did she get that from? Where did she get the superpower thing from? Who said that?
Huh. I shouldn't be here. It really sucks because you know you don't belong in normal schools. They're just like, well, I should be here, but I just can't show it. Which really hurts.
I think that she has, as we saw in Frenemies, she has splitting tendencies. I think she's diagnosed with BPD. I don't know, but you know, things like that can be mistaken for an alternate identity. especially if like you go through amnesia. So, but it's like a lot more fantastical of an idea, not the disorder, but the idea of it is. So you take that and you're like, all right, works for me.
What? Tyranny is definitely the one to come to the forefront.
My biggest pet peeve, sorry, it's dissociative, not disassociative. I know, like, when I see people say that, I'm so confused. I'm like, wait, because you're diagnosed with it. I don't get it. Like, maybe it's just like a thing. I don't know.
The most, he just did in OnlyFans, and we uploaded it collectively because I support, and so does T. We support him. We kind of were like mourning him because he wasn't around, and then all of a sudden he gets brought back into the light with anger or bitterness, and I think that's why his twin, he gets also very like sensitive, and so I think the two of them together have this sort of connection where Tyranny is really crazy and Tyson's really sensitive, and
she knows their names and all of it. My biggest pet peeve is to use light years to show time. It's distance. Huh. Noted. I didn't know that. Yeah, because people, when they talk about space travel, they're always like, yeah, it would take X light years to get there. Or wait, yeah.
and I don't even give a fuck if people call me crazy.
Wait, oh my god, we missed the switch, you guys. It's so good. It's so
I'm
good.
crazy, but you're crazy too. Like, get over it. Like, it's just, girl, bye.
Girl, bye. Wait.
And I don't even give a fuck
Okay, Trisha.
if people call me crazy. Like, fuck,
Right?
I'm crazy, but you're crazy too. Like, get over it. Like, it's just,
I agree wholeheartedly.
girl, bye. Like, this is the internet. Like, okay, you're gonna tell me what I am, who I am, and where I live? No, thank you.
Right, Trisha? Or I'm sorry, I don't know their name.
No, thank you. Not today. Not today. I do what I want. I show my peanut for what I want, or how much I want, and no one's gonna tell me different. I call myself crazy. Trish calls me crazy. Trixie calls me crazy, but you know it works.
I'm gonna blame this on the depictions of persecutor alters.
Our crazy system, okay? So, like, if you can't get over it, honey, then you have to get over you too, okay?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Just like, we make YouTube videos and like, I always get scared when you think about controversial ones. Get scared.
Oh, why is this a re-upload? That's weird. Did she delete it? I mean, that's kind of nice to delete it. I thought she literally just kept it up. Wait, switch loading. I mean, all I'm saying, I can't even tell you guys. It's just like funny the way that she's doing it. I'm not saying that you can't switch like that because I'm sure that you can, but the way that she's doing it is making it like dramatic and funny.
We're alone. Everybody hates us. Everybody hates us for something we can't control. It's for something so much.
I can't understand. But right now, she's talking, and actually, that's actually kind of fucked up. Like, to talk about how it's hard to not be able to control the body, I guess. The thing about that is that that's an actual problem people deal with every day.
I know, everyone's looking out for me. But I just...
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I can't really understand what she's saying. Dude, I wasn't gonna say it because, like, honestly, I'm just gonna be, like, I'm trying to be drama-free. Oh my god, dude, as if, but like, I by that I mean, like, bringing up other YouTubers, but yeah, I will say that I was thinking the same thing, that, like, this scene is taken from the Anthony Padilla video.
Can't comprehend it. Because why would anybody care about me or look out for me? So I'm scared. And I'm scared when they try and protect me. I'm scared when they try to show us. You know?
But it's absolutely true, because, like, that's the same thing that they talked about in the video. Yeah, I mean, you know, never wonder. I'm just saying that, like, just, Trisha... like, she didn't, I don't know, I'm not gonna, because obviously, like, it doesn't even matter, like, this is just something that she's doing, and it's not anyone's fault, I guess. But she literally just learned about DID, and I will say that this is pretty much what I thought, like, obviously, like, Trisha's obvious, but, like, this is pretty much what I thought DID was, right?
And I'm scared. And I'm scared.
And she continues the sentence, I'm dead. No physical symptoms at all from rapid switching. Wow, so impressive. I know, like, dude, she's got the communication.
Because people hate me too because I'm a part of it.
I don't know that Trisha cares that people don't like her, right? Like, I don't think she's one of those people. I mean, I could be wrong, though, based on what we're watching right now. Wait, how is she crying, dude? Is she crying? Wait, are those tears?
What's in here? I'm thirsty. I don't know what's in here, so I can't drink it.
What?
I think it's apparent if you've watched me for some time that I don't choose who, what, when, where to show who, what, when, where.
Yeah, and especially, like, this video was, like, I don't even think Trisha thinks, like, I take that back. I think Trisha actually thinks that she had DID for, like, a second, because she talked about it on Frenemies. However, I know, obviously, that this, but anyways, you said there's a difference between seeking community help for what you're experiencing and trying to educate yourself versus this dramatic show of acting, which, sorry, was done horribly for views and attention. Right, like, it's just immoral? I don't know.
The switches are real scary.
Dude, the first time I ever heard the word immoral was when I went on my band trip to Disney, and I was taking these anoles with me, and I asked my friend how he felt about it, and he said it was immoral because I was, like, stealing them from their natural habitat, and that's when I learned.
And I have...
Sorry, anoles.
A scary side to tyranny. And I just encourage anyone who struggles with this or anything like this, or where they can switch and not know who that person was, whether you see that or someone else, don't listen to the internet, the YouTube comments. You need to get help in order to deal with it. And I know how to deal with mine, and I've been diagnosed with traits of lots of things. I've said this multiple times.
Wait, what? Have you guys ever been diagnosed with traits of something?
Schizo, bipolar, borderline, and doesn't mean...
I mean, I think that what she mean, or what they, I think, I forget Trisha's pronouns, to be frank, but,
I've been given any medication. I don't even know if there is medication for this, but there is ways to control it, subside it, accept it.
Like, and it's also, like, yeah. Just saying that you have symptoms of stuff is interesting.
Get through it, and more or less embrace it. And that's where I'm at, and I sincerely apologize on behalf of all of us to anyone we've offended.
Do you, though? Because what? Wait, how are you apologizing right now? I'm confused. Wait, how did you just apologize?
Our names we call, that's not what we like to do.
What? It literally is, though, babe. It literally is. Like, this is a troll.
Tyson and Tierney have almost all but have died, and sometimes they come back and we accept them and we love them through it, but it's hard for all of us because we all have to take the heat, including our shell. So I apologize.
Babe knows about shells. So, like, is she cured now, or is this still... Oh, never wonder. This was 2 videos. Trisha has since then accepted the diagnosis of, I think, something to do with either, like... I don't know if she was diagnosed, but she said that she like had schizophrenia or some sort of neurologic. Anyways, and then she also said that she had BPD. No, it was never even a thing. Like, yeah, the alters died. Stop.
And
it's too good.
and then I would just hope you can forgive us.
I don't forgive you. I'm just kidding. I'm not actually. That's not my apology to accept, truly. But it's like, why would you apologize in the same video, right? Yeah, I was watching the bottom of the disturbing Reddit iceberg. Don't worry about it. Trish is the type of person that finds a disorder on her recommended YouTube and uses it as an aesthetic. Looking back at this, I honestly can't believe Trisha still has a fucking platform. I would love to read her script for this. No, I bet you this was just all out of all the ideas. So this is a for real. This is like a for real post. This nearly made me cry. It's incredibly inaccurate, insulting, disgusting, and revolting, but thank you to everyone in the comments who supported or defended our community. We really, really appreciate this, and it's one of the reasons systems around the world are gaining confidence to come out. Yeah, so, like, at the time, I don't know if anyone, like, is, like, does this hurt people's feelings? Like, I hope not, you know, but at the time, it definitely did, because Trisha's very famous. So she thinks this is the perfect way to excuse her behavior. It wasn't me. It was my alter. This is maddening. Why does she think she's actually fooling anyone or getting away with this? Wait, was this not a troll? I could have sworn that this was like for sure just a troll. So because I refuse to believe that she thought people would believe this. Or is she just chuckling away about how many people are pissed off? Either way, more evidence that she is an awful person. I mean, I will say that it's definitely like a lack of morals. I feel that it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll get some views, but she has no excuse not to get a therapist to work through whatever is going on with her. As a person who has a friend with DID, this is not how alters switch. It's not self-diagnosable disorder. And it is something that is viewed as cool. DID causes stress, amnesia, emotional issues, side effects while switching alters. What Trish did was sick. I think that's appropriate. A year or so ago, yeah, we can talk about TP until the cows come home. That's fine. Having a seaside dinner with her fiance, she references her experience as a fact, like she still maintains its existence. TP has a fiance? What? Hi, Jordan Hollister. How are you doing? I'm sorry that I've been MIA. I don't even know what that stands for, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I mean, isn't it obviously a troll, though? Like, we've got people up in here saying, you can tell how fake it is because when she switches, she has the exact opposite. She has to make it the exact opposite of how she was acting first. So it looks dramatic and like a switch. I don't have DID, but I'm pretty sure when they switch, they don't just start acting like the exact opposite before and acting crazy. It's also strange how her alters names start with the letter T, like her original name, Trisha. From what I've seen with YouTubers with DID, that's a lot of medical literature. Alters choose their own name. And there's no way all her alters just happen to pick a name that start with... Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So she rarely switches on camera, but she just happens to do it 3 times today. That is absolutely ridiculous and shameful, being a grown woman. We should react to this one next. No, let's not make fun of Trisha Paytas, but Trisha Paytas' funniest moments. I've seen better acting in grade school nativity play. when you have a dissociative disorder or dissociative episode, a dissociative episode consists of spacing out and losing touch with reality for a few minutes as you are dissociating into another personality. It comes with amnesia, forgetting who you are, forgetting what's going on, and frankly, another personality alter. They are their own people. Most of the time, personalities are not even aware that they have other alters within the body until a doctor or professional teaches them that. Dissociating isn't suddenly feeling sick and like you're going to throw up. You practically lose consciousness for a short period of time when you are dissociating. Does it feel like you're going to pass out? Because that's scary. I did hear that it's like you got to sneeze when you're trying to like hold it back. I don't know. Why am I trying to do that? Like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter to because it is what it is. God, I cannot believe her. She says she doesn't switch a lot, then proceeds to switch 3 times without having any side effects whatsoever. I would be either mega dissociated or have a killer switching headache if I switch that quickly. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's about it, y'all. I'm actually gonna do this because there we go. Nope. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So, oh yeah, that's right. She said something about the movie Split, and she said she also had it. Oh, wait, so Trisha also watched Split in preparation for this video? Yeah, you are so correct on that. She was like, yeah, you know where I've also seen this disorder, aside from Anthony Padilla, is also, sorry, you guys, this is literally my biggest pet peeve. This is it. It's my cow lick. It literally is rooting my life, dude. It's so annoying. Oh yeah, Trisha has a baby now. Yeah. I'm not gonna comment. Like, I'm sure she's a great mom, but you know. And she also had it like that, and her husband said, well, yours doesn't have a name. Yes! They talked about it on like Frenemies or something, and Moses said that Trisha does have switches, which I guess in BPD terms could just be like having a splitting situation, but like they don't have a name because it's different it's a different disorder. What was I calling it? I was calling it something that wasn't as like derogatory. Not that I don't even know, you guys. No, my perception of time is asked. Oh. I'll go, oh, it'll take 10 minutes and 3 hours later. Oh my God. Some switches can make you heavily disoriented and dizzy to the point where you want to faint. That sounds so bad. Yeah. Really bad switches can cause spells due to dramatic shifts in BP, etc. Yes, that's correct. Like, it's so bizarre, like how it can actually affect your body, like your blood pressure, your pupil size, I don't know. There's a lot of systems who struggle with like things in their body because of switches. But anyways, on that lovely note, thank you guys so much for being here, and yeah, I'm sorry if this video was offensive to anyone, like the Trisha one. I hope that my video also wasn't offensive, I guess, but if it was, like, I'm so sorry that Trisha had to do that. It's just unexcusable, really, for a grown-ass woman. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining me today and for sticking by me, dude, even though I was not here for a few days. But I'm back, and will I schedule streams? We'll see, because I usually go live at like 12 o'clock, I guess. So I might be able to actually schedule a stream So anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure to give the live a thumbs up, subscribe to the bell on if you're feeling risky, and comment on my video tomorrow and tell me like what you do and don't like about the editing. And also, yeah, thank you so much to all of my members. You guys are amazing, and also being so supportive and commenting. I really appreciate it. And have a fantastic Tuesday. Beautiful. Hey, take any break you need. Take care of yourself. Came in late, gonna rewind now. Peace out and love. Yes, Snapshot Nimbus. Thank you. And y'all take care of yourselves, though. And yeah, have a great day, everyone. Peace.